it's Jessii Vee. And oh my goodness, this scarf is humongous on me. I feel like I'm just this like thing with a head poking out. But I will say that I'm very cozy right now. Alright guys, so today's video is all about creepy things associated with Netflix, Netflix creepypastas, Netflix glitches, Netflix. I just want to do a quick disclaimer before I start this video. Everything I mention in today's video has not been personally confirmed to me by Netflix themselves. All of these things are alleged and I found them online. So don't come for me, Netflix, okay? Obviously, anything I talk about you have to like analyze and look at with a grain of salt because you never know what's true and what's not. Before I get started, I just want to remind you guys that if you want to win this crazy awesome background behind me, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, so my Jessii Vee channel, turn on your notification bell, and then head over to my Twitter page, follow me there, and comment the snowflake emoji on my pinned tweet. I will be announcing the winner in a few weeks. Whoa. I have like wings. Can you even see me under this scarf? Alright, let's start off this video with a very creepy Netflix glitch. A lot of people were complaining all over the internet about this glitch, so maybe you've had this problem as well. It's very strange. This glitch is called the Black Mirror glitch. Now, most people are familiar about the show Black Mirror, right? Even if you haven't watched it, you've probably heard people raving about it. It came out in 2011 and each episode basically shows the consequences of new technology. The show is almost a warning of what could actually happen to us in the future, like robots turning evil, cameras being put in people's eyes, social media taking over the world, which it's kind of like our world now. But it was a very disturbing show. Like after I watched each episode, I'm always left with this strange feeling. But there was this glitch on Netflix that really freaked people out and apparently was completely unintentional by Netflix. So basically, people would be watching a completely different show or movie on Netflix. For example, Riverdale. Someone was watching an episode of Riverdale and throughout the episode, this flash kept appearing on the screen. It would happen every few seconds. And the flash was so quick you could barely even notice it. But if you paused it at the exact right time, you could see that the flash was the logo for Black Mirror. I can actually put a little clip here of that happening to somebody. And people were really creeped out by this, especially because it was apparently unintentional. People thought, okay, is this like a weird type of advertising for their show? Is it supposed to be like subliminal messaging? Like, is it supposed to make us want to watch the show without us even realizing it? But it turns out it was just an accident. It was just a glitch on Netflix. But I feel like it was oddly appropriate that it was for the show Black Mirror because that stuff happens there, you know? Alright, let's move on to the next very creepy thing, which is the Candle Cove mystery. Now, Candle Cove has been a subject of a creepypasta for many, many years. You guys may have heard of this before. Candle Cove was apparently this very unusual television show that a lot of people remember they watched when they were kids, but apparently it never existed. It's kind of like a Mandela effect where 50% of people in the world remember Candle Cove being a real show, but if you look back in history, it was never a show that existed, but so many people remember it. It says the show is about a young girl named Janice who imagines herself to be friends with pirates, and the pirate characters are said to be portrayed by puppets. So it was apparently this creepy pirate puppet TV show. But a lot of people have recalled this show to be very disturbing and creepy. There was apparently a character in the show known as the Skin Taker. It was a skeleton pirate who wears clothing made out of children's skin. And there was apparently this one very disturbing episode where the Skin Taker was running after everybody and all the puppets were screaming and running around, but there are no external records of the show's existence. What's creepy though is that there are some parents out there who remember their kids watching this show, and all the parents say that whenever this show came on, it was just static on the screen, but the kids would sit there and watch the static. So it was like adults couldn't see what the episode was playing, but kids could. And I don't know, the whole conspiracy is so creepy. You could make an entire video about Candle Cove, but the reason why it ties into this Netflix video is because not too long ago, a bunch of people claimed that for one day it was available on Netflix, and by the next day it was completely gone, which was very strange, and the people who watched it told their friends and family and no one believed them. But it's creepy how so many people came together and said, yes, it was literally just on Netflix. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you have anything else to add about Candle Cove, definitely comment it down below. I feel like I didn't delve in deep enough to really understand it, but if you want me to, I definitely could do more research about it. Okay, this next one is a Netflix creepypasta. It's called Never Share Your Netflix Password. It's about this girl who had to cancel her Netflix subscription because she couldn't afford it anymore. She went to work one day and a new employee was hired, and while she was in the staff room talking to this new employee, somehow Netflix was brought up and how she didn't have one anymore, and this new employee seemed really nice and told her that he would share his Netflix password with her so she would still be able to watch Netflix. So that night when she got off work, she logged into his Netflix, and when she entered the home page, there were no movies available except for one. It was under the continue watching section. Now, this movie had a very strange title. It was apparently called 1837491, and the thumbnail for this movie was just a black screen. So she clicked on the movie out of curiosity, and the only thing that played on the screen was this series of moving static. And in the background was this high-pitched noise that almost hurt her ears to listen to. And as much as this whole static movie creeped her out, she also seemed very drawn to it. And before she knew it, it was the next day. She didn't even remember falling asleep. She got up to get ready to work and she noticed that she left her TV on. And on the screen it said, "Are you still watching?" I'm sure we're all familiar with that phrase. She looked at the time where the video was paused and she had watched 10 hours of this random static. It totally creeped her out. She went to work to talk to this employee, but when she got there, her boss said this mysterious new employee had quit his job by the end of the day. And since that day, she never used anyone else's password ever again. I don't know if Netflix made this creepypasta to encourage people to buy their own accounts. Imagine it's all a conspiracy. Anyways though, that is pretty creepy. I don't know what it is about static and creepypastas, but seems very common. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is a very strange SpongeBob SquarePants episode. Now, there are rumors around that Netflix is going to be putting all of these SpongeBob seasons onto their platform very soon. Don't know if that's true or not, don't take my word for it. But because I recently heard this, I wanted to talk about a SpongeBob episode that really shocked people. There is an episode that came out called SpongeBob in Random Land. It's where SpongeBob and Squidward head to a sort of bizarre neighborhood where everything is supremely off. So it's kind of like an alternate dimension where everything is very strange. They're on a quest to deliver a customer's order, and they both encounter a bunch of very weird sights, including a series of doors with strange versions of themselves on the other side. So when they open a door, they see themselves portrayed in a different way. It's actually quite a deep episode. Now, a few years ago, there was this very creepy meme of Squidward that came out across the internet. This is what he looks like in a meme, and the whole story was that that was a lost episode of SpongeBob that was very dark and depressing. I actually can't even talk about what happens in that episode because YouTube guidelines, but it was a very creepy story about Squidward. Now, in this particular SpongeBob episode that came out recently, when Squidward yanks open a particular door, the meme version of himself creepily appears, along with some very eerie TV static. In response, Squidward yells out, "This place is a nightmare." So people couldn't believe that the SpongeBob team actually put scary Squidward the meme into the actual show, and I think they actually had to take that part out of the episode because so many people were disturbed and upset by it. So I'm I'm wondering which version they're gonna put onto Netflix. Anyways though guys, those are all of the creepy Netflix stories I'm gonna be talking about today. If I missed any really good ones, definitely comment them down below. And yeah, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.